Yo, what's up YouTube, it's Garrison here and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm overjoyed because I'll be doing a first listen to Weeekly's third mini album titled We Play. Now it hasn't been that long, the matter of fact, since Weeekly has dropped their comeback with After School and of course their third mini album here, but I really had to do this first listen as soon as possible on the same week of their comeback, because when it comes to new Weeekly music, I gotta consume it right away. Put those new B-sides on my plate and I'm pretty sure I'll end up eating more than well. And I say that because their previous mini albums, when I did those first listens to their debut mini album, We Are, and then their second mini album, We Can, I was blown away by the variety that Weeekly has shown in these just simply early stages of their journey in the scene, and then also how the quality their B-sides have and how rich in sound their B-sides are, to the point where I've been streaming majority of their B-sides throughout those mini albums, and or should I say basically most of their discography, because those are in my playlists, majority of my playlists, and in my daily rotations with other songs that I've been consuming. But aside from that, I have seen the track listing before their comeback and my eyes blew up when I did. I saw huge notable names, producers, a production team, lyricists, singer-songwriters, artists, and of course Miss Shin Ji-yeon with Blue Rhythm back at it again, like she has been doing in the previous mini albums for a particular track that I am really looking forward to. But aside from that, I do know there was actually an album producer interview. Unfortunately, there weren't English subtitles right away for that video, so I'll make sure I get to that video after that this first listen on my own time when there are English subtitles, or with y'all on my channel here to really see what's up, because I personally love going through the shoes of the producers behind these special B-sides. But enough talk, let's just get into it, shall we? Alright, so the first track we have here is called Yummy with an exclamation mark. How fitting for an exciting girl group that Weeekly themselves, I'd have to say. Now, as always throughout my first listens, I gotta give credit where credit is due, not just for the sake of doing it, but to really shed light on these producers, on these production teams, singer-songwriters, and lyricists, and such. In this case, we got Lee Suran in the lyrics department. If y'all not familiar, get familiar with her, because she has worked with huge, and I'm saying huge, artists such as Everglow and their B-sides in the past, with Everglow's La Di Da, with Fire Truck and NCT 127, and with Weeekly in the past, believe it or not, on their previous album We Can, for Uni, for their title track Zigzag, and even their B-side Top Secret, one of my top favorite B-sides from Weeekly to date, of course. And this list only gets juicier, I'm telling y'all. For the production side, we got Sam Klempler. Sam has worked with Twice and BTS in the past. Now, working alongside with Sam here for the production side, we got The Hub, which is a production company slash team who has been putting out hits. The individuals who are present here from The Hub, we got Frankie Day, we got Shanti, we got AU, we got Charlotte Wilson herself. Now, if y'all not familiar with The Hub, get familiar, because they have put out hits as of recently with Very Very and their title track, The Boys, and the list really goes on. I'm pretty sure it's only continue to update and grow in the future for other track listings for other artists in the future. Now, more specifically, we got Charlotte Wilson from The Hub that I'm also familiar of. She has done a huge B-side that I personally love, called Runaway by Kang Daniel, featuring Yamda, as well as Itzy's Not Shy, and also the English version of it. So huge names, familiar with these artists. Hopefully y'all get familiar more after this. Let's just go. Ooh. Soojin right away here. Ooh, with these shakers. Such a bouncy start. Joa. Very easygoing and light so far. Jihan with these drums and percussion instruments. Oh! And these horns here in the back. Wow! What a vibe! Joa? Okay. Oh, so cute, but very swaggy, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. Back to Jihan here. Her soft vocals are really working well in this song. What a vibe. Super light and fun, but cute at the same time, I'd have to say. I really love how they're delivering lines and oh wow, such a playful way, I'd have to say. Oh! Wow! The melodies are super catchy, and not to mention that, the hooks as well in this. What a start to this mini album, y'all. Yummy in full caps, stylized and with an exclamation mark. Like I said at the start, really so fitting to Weeekly and how exciting they are, but I would say also showing multiple sides to Weeekly as well. Where do I even begin with this song? Of course, we always start by talking about the beginning, usually, I'd have to say. So at the start, oh, I love how Soojin enters in, but before that, I'm hearing like, I would say this like analog synthesizer that is quite bouncy, you know, that really sets the tone to this song, which I do love a lot. It's sort of like setting out, the feeling of setting out on an adventure or on like a safari for some reason. It just has that like vibe where it's like, oh, we're going on this fun playful adventure, I'd have to say. And then it goes in with Soojin, and as it progresses, ooh, I love how Jihan entered in. Like I said, her soft vocals really work well in this song, alongside I think also Soeun's vocals were so fitting for this song as well. Now, aside from that, I like the added elements of the percussion instruments, like a drum kit work or something like that, building up with these brass sounds and all, and they hit it off and all. But really, to mention with how fun this song is, how swaggy this song is. I loved how Joa came in such, I wouldn't say like a fierce manner, but a very cutesy, quirky manner, I'd have to say, like pull up, pull up, pull up. That was really smart on that part in terms of lyrics, switching it up there, and then playing that off with Jian, of course. Now, also to mention, I believe, if I recall correctly, in previous B-sides and Weekly's music in general, we haven't had like songs that were rap heavy or included a lot of rap, or had some songs not having rap at all, which I really do appreciate. Don't get me wrong, you can have good songs without rap, but in this case, I think the rap, how playful it is, how cute it was done in terms of delivery, adds so much to the song, and how quirky and playful the lyrics were done. And then as it continues and continues, I love how their vocals really shine through this song as well, in not the most extravagant manner, but like in its subtle moments where we hear like these vocal layers done in a certain way, and then of course the ad libs, the oohs and ahs and stuff in the back. I'd have to say, really cannot get enough of Monday's vocals, of course, as well. Really, all in all, a really great start to this mini album, I'd have to say. Props to everyone working with Weeekly on this track. And I think this really goes to show you, Weeekly does not just have one side of themselves. They're not just cute. They know how to be enthusiastic, how to be fun with their singing, and they also now know how to be swaggy with it. Show a bit of a swagger with some rap and such. And it's also evident in their covers. If y'all haven't seen their covers, be sure to do so, as their duality is insane. But aside from that, really good start. Like I said, let's just get into the next B-side now. So this next song is called Lucky, and of course, Shin Ji-eun in the lyrics department for this song, working alongside with Blue Rhythm for the composing side, and then Blue Rhythm, of course, in terms of arranging this song. Sorry, I'm just super excited right now because I've been enjoying their previous songs, such as A Reality on their first mini album, and then the second mini album being My Earth, of course. But let's just go.
I'm so lucky.
Starting with Jian. Acoustic guitar, and already loving the rhythm in this song. What are these bongos? Or the djembe with Monday here? Oh wow! The song has a nice tempo to it, and I love how bright sounding this song is so far. Ooh. Oh, okay, Jian. Oh, Jaehee here. Love the chanting. And the horns in the song as well. Just so happy-go-lucky, the song, the overall vibes to it. Da da la. Wow. These parts are really growing on me in this.
우리 서로를 빈틈없이 밝게 비출 때 I don't wanna give it up 그저 나를 따라
Jihan?
Now see we're flying we're reaching 날 믿어봐 I'm so lucky 나는
Woo!
I just wanna be We're so lucky Cause I'm easy and I just wanna be together every time Let's go
Oh, the lucky in the back with the la la in the front here. Oh, what an ending too. What? Okay. Lucky. Oh, wow. I love the tempo to this song, the energy in this song. But first things first, this is what I've noticed about Shinjian and her songs with Blue Rhythm, I'd have to say. Their songs so far from Reality, My Earth, and now with Lucky, really utilizing different elements, but the one huge thing that I've noticed throughout all these three songs by the two Blue Rhythm and Shin Ji-eun is that their songs are very dynamic, and what I mean by that is, wow, it has its unexpected moments, it has its nuances, it has its added layers that you do not expect, with percussion instruments, and how their songs are arranged, I'd have to say. I was expecting, like, in the second chorus, building up, and then boom, this extravaganza with the djembe or the congos or the bongos, I'd have to say, with the trumpets and all. But I love how they played with us there, and then it had this interesting dynamic with the la 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 and such. Wow, what a spectacular track, I'd have to say. And there's just a lot to take in, I'd have to say. I mean, with Reality and My Earth, there's a lot to take in as well. If I remember correctly, like, My Earth was super electro synth heavy, and then Reality was such a great synth pop track song that started with, like, the usage of, like, the school bell, if I remember properly. But with Lucky, I love how there was a lot of use of different instruments and such, like I said, with these bongos or the djembe, adding, like, a very groovy tempo, I'd have to say, like a rhythm, I should say, sorry, a groovy rhythm to really just jive to, I'd have to say, and just go along with it. And again, with the rap from Jian, wow, we're seeing rapper Jian more in this album so far, and we're just into two tracks like that. I love how it started with Jian herself. Jihan, again, for this song though, she really shocked me with her parts. Jaehee, there's something to mention about Jaehee's parts, and also Monday's parts and the other members. I found it really interesting how we started, instead of hearing, like, the djembe or the bongos more prominent in the song, we heard more so of the acoustic guitar, and then their vocals being distorted or added effect in there and such, which I began to low-key dig upon first listen, first time hearing around, and then hearing the second time around, I'm like, ooh, I dig this even more now. It was very interesting. Like I said, unexpected part, a nuance to the song that adds quite a bit to it. Yeah, very dynamic type of song and a lot to take into first listen, and I'm sure it's going to be one of those songs where as you listen to it more, it's going to be even more and more addicting, especially due to the hooks in this song as well. But all in all, another good song. Let's just get into the next B-side now. So this next B-side is called Uni. Now, if I do recall correctly, this is named after their respective cat, right? Let me know if it is. Please correct me if I'm wrong, and also let me know if there's actual meaning behind the name or even this song, I'd have to say. But in terms of the people behind the scenes for this song, I'm not familiar of them, so I'll make sure to get familiar after if I end up loving this song. So let's go. Oh, liking the shouting here with the na na na. Oh, the Hong Kong. Okay, son. What a start. The energy. I love it. And the snare drums continuing. Wow. Love how upbeat this song is as well. Definitely a loud and like shouty, chanty type of song, but okay. Oh, I heard like an airplane in the back there, like sound. Ooh, Jihan. Jaehee. Wow. So far, this song does not let up, and I love how there's moments where, yeah, they bring it together like that. But are they saying dump truck or jump truck? Hold up, what's she in here? Oh my. Jihan? Oh, little pause instrumental break here. Wow. Woo. Wow, what a bridge. Jump truck. Was it dump truck? Woo. Oh my goodness. Did you guys hear that? The jump truck. It ends up with the Hong Kong there. Wow. What an energetic but loud song by Weeekly themselves, and I think this is like, I would say this is the loudest song that we've heard, and noisy in terms of Weeekly. And don't get me wrong by that. It's noisy and loud in the most digestible and good way, I'd have to say, to the point where Yeah, this is actually my favorite B-side, I'd have to say so far. My favorite B-side on the mini album, like the number one on this mini album. Where do I even begin? I know I say this a lot. I start from the beginning, but before I forget what happened in that crazy bridge, I have to talk about the bridge right away. Okay, the huge elephant in the room. Okay, how it just starts with Jian. It's just so beautiful and delicate, and then it continues and continues, and then how it continues with the other members. But then there's this instrumental pause where I hear the snare drums, of course, and then boom, a burst of crazy amazing vocals coming through, projecting and piercing through the instrumental. Wow, what a bridge into the final chorus with this crazy extravaganza of new elements that I started to hear in the song. And I feel like it's hard to pinpoint what I'm hearing in the song because there's so many instruments and uses of a certain samplings. Because I'm at the start, I'm like, okay, it's the honk honk and such, but I feel like we're hearing these like siren like songs that remind me of like sort of the sounds of like an ice cream truck. It sort of reminds me of that. And then as we go on, we're hearing the snare drums, keeping it energetic. I'd have to say with their voices that are very, very overwhelming in a good way. Like I said, it's very digestible, and don't get me wrong here, because there are songs that are loud, very in your face, that can be tolerable as well, to the point where you can actually keep on repeat and keep your those type of songs for a long time in your playlist, in your rotation. And I feel like Uni is one of those songs, because I'm not sure if it's just me, there's some songs that are way too loud and very jarring, to the point where there's not that much replay value to them and like longevity to them, you know what I'm saying? And I think the keyword longevity is throughout Weekly's songs, which I'll have to talk more upon when I wrap things up for this first listen. But speaking more of this song and the overall soundscape to it, where I left off talking about the siren like ice cream truck sounds, and then when it continues, I love how into the bridge in the final chorus, even before that I heard a bit of like the airplane sound, and then even before that the vroom, of a vehicle. But the only one thing that I'm still really on the fence of, like, are they saying jump truck or dump truck? Because actually before this first listen, actually yesterday, my friend was like, one word for Uni, dump truck, and that may or may not be misleading for just now for this listen, because I'm like, is it dump truck or is it jump truck? I'm sort of leaning towards jump truck, but it makes sense with the wording dump truck due to the sounds that I'm hearing, the honk honk and such, and all these sounds coming from all these forms of transportation and such. But like I said, I love how this song does not let up in terms of energy, very up tempo, in your face to a certain extent, and the bridge, one of the best bridges that I've heard bi-weekly to date. Super memorable track. It'll have a lot of longevity upon first listen. I believe I'll be listening this track a lot on my own time, and I could actually see themselves perform this song, especially with the instrumental break near the end there, I'd have to say, and vocals all around, because I like how it's not just shouty and loud with the chanting and shouting. I love how it has its peak moments, the climax moments, with the members' vocals as well, working off of each other. Really, really good B-side again from Weekly themselves. Let me just go into the final track or B-side, shall we, and then I'll wrap things up for this first listen. So the final track we have here on this mini album to wrap things up is called Nabi Dongwa, also known as Butterfly Fairy Tale, but in English, Butterfly. Now, I am extremely excited to see how the lyrics are gonna go specifically for this song, because Kim Ena was all over this song in terms of the lyrics. If y'all not familiar with Kim Ena is a legendary lyricist, no joke. She has worked with legendary artists in the past and continues to put out very meaningful songs with her lyrics that she writes with several artists out there, such as in the past 1111 by Taeyeon, You and I, Good Day, and more IU songs in the past. Even a legendary male solo artists such as K-Will and Park Hyo-shin. Boy groups, TVXQ, EXO's, Lucky. The list really goes on. Such a legendary lyricist that I really admire in the scene, and I've been really admiring her during her appearance on Studio Music Hall, which is an amazing show that I suggest for y'all to watch if you love music and such. So in terms of the production side, though, we got Kim Ena and Jaya of course. Some of y'all may be familiar. Jaya was a part of a group called Brown Eyed Girls, who's released many hits with that group in the past, and also I'd say really good songs by herself as a soloist. I mean, the last time I heard Jaya, when she released was it a single with Moonbyul, I believe? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's somewhere here on my channel. And then Aftershocks was in the works with the two, which I'm not familiar of. I'm gonna have to search up on my own time if there's any info about Aftershocks, but let's get into it. Oh, what this glockenspiel or this vibraphone here? Jian. Oh my. I'm already loving this song, guys. Just how it's going so far. Oh my. Oh, Jihan. So heartwarming and uplifting at the same time, I'd have to say. Ooh, the piano there. Monday. I'll hold on to my heart if I can. I'll make you laugh. The control. This is just so beautiful, guys. Fly as a butterfly in a soft dream. I fold my wings and sit by your side. Wow. Ooh, the chimes there. Okay. Woo! Monday, yes. I'll write the story of you and me. Wow. What a way to wrap things up and to finish off this mini album. Like I said, how Yummy started this album really well. And then how now Butterfly just ended off like that in such a light, delicate, but such a meaningful way. I'm a loss for a word, guys. Y'all, some of y'all may know I have a soft spot for these type of songs that are not just emotionally captivating, but meaningful at the same time. Really goes to show you, Kim Anna does not miss, and Weeekly does not miss at all. There are no misses by Weeekly in terms of B-sides as well, and it's crazy. It's crazy. So where do we begin about Butterfly? Butterfly, so meaningful. It has, I would say, like a glockenspiel or like a vibraphone going on that makes it feel so magical in the beginning, that continues throughout this song. And then it has these brief moments with the piano coming down, and then a little bit of chimes or whatever percussion instrument in the back. But this showcases Weekly's, wow, vocals so well. It really does, even though there's a lot of elements in this song. I was surprised by the fact that there were so many elements, and the way that they delivered this song was not too slow. You know, it wasn't like a full on really slow in tempo ballad, but it was certainly emotionally connecting song that really hits the soul. It really does. It feels uplifting. It feels healing in some way. Even the titling of this, Butterfly. Usually when there's songs titled Butterfly, especially now, Nabi Dongwa, Butterfly, Fairy Tale. It's special. It's meaningful. And like I said, with the xylophone, or I should say, sorry, the vibraphone or the glockenspiel, how light it is. It's such a magical song. It really is. I really loved Monday's moments in this song. I love the control in their vocals in this song. Jihan's moments, Jaehee really getting that ish as well. And Soojin, I really like how Soojin's getting a good amount of the spotlight this era, of course, for After School and all these songs at the same time. But wow, a song that I can definitely listen to personally. And like I said, in its linear fashion, to wrap things up, I would say, in its linear fashion order, let me bring up the track listing here. Okay, yeah, here I have it here. How from start to finish, I love how this is such a cohesive mini album. The way it starts, the way it goes up, it has its peak with Uni, and then it ends with Butterfly. So to break things down, we had Yummy, so Weekly. It showcases how Weekly has multiple sides to them. Very fun, bright, but very swaggy at the same time. I think I really loved that analog synthesizer that was quite bouncy with the a lot of interesting percussion instruments, such as the shaker at the beginning with those analog synthesizers. And then we continue on into Lucky. Shinjian and Blue Rhythm back at it again. I really loved how dynamic that song is and the nuances in Lucky for sure. I mean, I'm hearing several different percussion instruments, and just the arrangement of it was really done in such an unexpected manner again by Blue Rhythm. It's another Blue Rhythm Shinjian song that does not miss quite frankly, let's be honest here. And then we go into After School, their title track, which I have heard a lot. Oh, that song, it really is emotionally captivating song, but it has such a good concept behind it, and I love how there were Tag Me, and of course Tag Me and Zigzag references there by Jian in it, and the hooks to that song. The hooks. That's one thing I've noticed throughout all of Weeekly songs. Their hooks hit. Okay, hit us with the left hook. Hit us with the right hook. It's everywhere for us. Their hooks keep hitting. Very catchy hooks, or even catchy melodies for the song. Yummy had really catchy and memorable melodies that kept the energy in it. Lucky, it had its amazing hooks in it. And then After School, super catchy, memorable, but also emotionally gravitating. And then we get into Uni. Whew. Is it a dump truck or jump truck? But real talk though, Uni, naming after their respective cat, of course, is an extravaganza. Okay, a extravaganza of like happiness, or like injection of serotonin or something, whatever it's called, if I recall correctly how it's called. I love the energy in that song. I love how it does not let up, and hands down, one of the best bridges that I've heard from Weeekly to date. It's definitely up there in the top 3 echelon in terms of bridges. I love how I love the chanting, the shouting in the song, and how those the shouting and the chanting is not too overwhelming. We could admire their vocals at the same time in the song. It has interesting samplings and sounds that I do believe I'm hearing the ice cream truck, a little vroom here and there. Definitely honk honk was evident there. The sound of an airplane passing by, but very funny how the people behind the scenes worked on that track. So I'll be sure to search the people who worked on that track, and who knows, maybe we'll get more music by any of these production teams, composers, lyricists in the future, as I would love to, because I loved all these tracks. And then finishing off with Butterfly to sum things up. What a masterpiece. The lyricism is real, working with the caliber of Kim Anna herself, legendary lyricist. The fact that Weeekly ended up working with a legendary lyricist, Kim Anna, and of course Jaya in the works on the composing side, is surreal, but is a beautiful sight to see, because that's when you know there's a lot throughout all these releases, a lot of recognition going upon Weeekly themselves. I mean, the title track, I mean, Ryan S-Jun was on the title track, you know, done a lot of songs for SM artists and such. I mean, a lot of notable names throughout this mini album. But with that being said, even though there were a lot of noticeable producers and production team, the hub and such, these songs hit. They really hit in their own special ways. Again, shows a different sides to Weeekly themselves. And at the same time, like I said, I love how the song is very cohesive and it works in a linear order. Sorry. Yummy, Lucky, After School hits its peak with Uni, and then it finishes off so majestically with Butterfly. Now, before I conclude things and such, I really want to talk about one comment that I read on my reaction to Weekly's MV After School. One of my subs had a really good point that, similarly to Stray Kids series, with this though, the We series with, starting off with their first mini album, We Are, second mini album, We Can, and now we're into We Play, their third mini album. It's just so smart how it was done in that kind of order, and everything just works the way it is from their first mini album all the way transitioning to their third mini album here. And I love the consistency and all there is meaning behind each mini album, I do believe, and it just works so well. And I love how they're keeping up this series, of course. And what's next? Is the We series continuing? Because, like I said in my past Weekly videos for their covers, Weekly has a lot of potential, and it's pretty evident that they can mess with any genre. They can really become work with dark and concept type songs in the future. They just have that duality themselves. I mean, they covered Stray Kids songs, they covered refreshing 17 songs and such, but I think slowly but surely we will definitely see Weekly themselves and also their music mature, which is, like I said, following similar footsteps as A-Pink, where their music has very matured over time. I mean, the good old days when I was following A-Pink and I first discovered their a song from my friends, No No No, and such, and they went from very cutesy and such into their ballad era, and then ended off and continuing ending off that era into the very girl crush, very mature in concepts type era that they're continuing to do, which we love to see, their sister group and all. But Weekly, another phenomenal album by Weekly, and I think there's a lot of notable B-sides on this mini album. I think almost similarly to their title track, I think After School is my favorite title track by Weekly to date, and maybe with more listens, their third mini album will end up being my favorite mini album to date by Weekly themselves. This has been Garrison, though. Have a great day, have a good night, have a good afternoon wherever you are, and be sure to let me know your favorite B-sides in the comment section down below. As always, I always love to understand what you guys have been vibing with in terms of these first listens, and of course Weekly. And it just warms my heart connecting with y'all about Weekly, with fellow dailies, and about K-pop in general though. But as always, stay safe. Promise me that. It's crazy out there. Please stay safe, and peace.